39.8. So yeah, this is the second outing with the Tianshan backpack, and I've got my Vern one, obviously, which is a huge tent, and there's still space to spare, apart from my coat, which is hanging on the outside, just in case I needed to pop it on quickly. But yeah, I'm quite impressed with this. In that space, and it's huge. I'm also testing out the Flextail R05 sleep mat tonight. And it's not a new sleep mat to the market, it's been out quite a long time, but it's new to me, so from all accounts, it's very, very comfortable. It has an R value of 5.4 or 5.6, I think, so plenty warm enough for tonight, but apparently it's supposed to be a really, really comfortable mat, so I'm looking forward to testing that out tonight. I also have yet another torch to test out, so hopefully I'm going to use it tonight. It's supposed to rain till probably about midnight and then stop, so depending upon how accurate the weather is, when it gets dark, I'll see if I can test it out and I'll show you. But it's quite a cool sort of tactical self-defense torch. Now I know I said that the 3FEL Tianshan Ultra pack was very similar to the Dan Durst and Kakwa. One of my viewers commented, and it made me giggle, because he said it's basically exactly the same as the Dan Durston, and it should be called not the 3FUL Tianshan Ultra, but the 3FUL Danshan Ultra. The Danshan. Maybe they'll bring out a Danshan 1 and a Danshan 2 in the tent range as well. Anyway, I'm out on Dartmoor. Just gone across Beltor. I'm heading up across Chinkwell. I might camp on Chinkwell or carry on over to Honeybag Tor, which is a really pretty tour, but we'll see how it goes. Right, so I'm on Chinkwell Tor, far end of it, and I thought to myself, there's no point in just pushing the tent to the extreme, just find somewhere the other side, just duck down out of the tour. So I'm on the windward side, I don't know, the opposite side to the wind anyway. But the only flat place I can find is sort of in the middle of this bit of a valley going through here, and it's absolutely whipping round. So yeah, but it was quite good putting this up. It was a good test for me. I know I put it up in a bit of wind before, but I think I've done a much better job this time. I've done it once in the garden. I attached the footprint. I still think the footprint isn't right. It's got bungee cords on the end instead of hooks, and it's a bit weird. I've had to tie them on instead of connecting it on properly, so I might, hopefully you can hear me, I might have to redo something with that. But yeah, it's very, very windy. But she's not budging. You can see my trekking pole blowing about. And my bag actually blew along the floor earlier on. So when people say about attaching your bag to your tent when you're setting it up, I did that once on a 50-mile-an-hour wind camp, and I was testing out the Strong Breeze tent, and it was 50 miles an hour wind. I could hardly stand up when I was setting the tent up, and I brought my backpack over and attached it, the guy lines, to the backpack so that the tent wouldn't blow away when I was putting it up, and the backpack just started blowing away and rolling off down the hill. So yeah, I don't do that anymore. Something I have noticed with this Tianshan pack though, which I think is a weird tiny little thing that makes a big difference. Whenever I take my tent out of the bag and the poles out of the bag, I shove the poles in my pocket and hopefully they don't blow out. But I also sometimes, when I've got the bag open, I'll just shove them down inside the bag and hope they don't blow out of the bag. But because you've got this Velcro top, rather than have to put your packs in there and then roll it up and clip it together so it doesn't blow out, you just run the Velcro top across it. So my tent bag and my pole bag is in there, secure as anything, all Velcroed up. Cool little idea. Well, the sun is coming out. It did rain just as I start to pitch the tent, but it was just a little shower, then it stopped. But it looks quite nice over there, and a bit grim over there. So I'm going to get my gear inside, get myself set up. Okay, so this is the Flextail R05. Weirdly, pack size, I would say it's pretty much the same, if not slightly bigger than the R09. I don't know what the weight is in comparison. I haven't weighed this. It literally just turned up this morning. So I thought it was something else that was coming in the post that I was expecting. So I thought I'd drag it out and try it. So yeah, I don't know what it weighs, but this is the regular long, 196 centimeters by by 7, so it's not very thick, but allegedly very comfortable. So I'll get that blown up, share what it's like in here. It comes with a nice little Velcro strap with flex tail on it to tighten it up. Quite cool. Now, I'm not sure if you can see it in here, but one of the things that people have said is the fact that the R05 doesn't have any insulation on the outer pad. So you can see it's got a cotton foil insulation on the middle section, but the outer pad that goes down here is like a bolster pad, so it doesn't have insulation on it. And a few people have said they felt the cold coming in from the side. Realistically, that should be where your bag comes into play, because this is protection from the ground, but I suppose it depends, you know, if you are laying on the side of the mat and you move about a lot. Right, well, I haven't got my hat on in here because there's no way it would fit. I literally just fit in this tent. My feet are just missing the end of my head. It's just missing the top. But I can put up with it because I love this tent. But yeah, the mat, very comfy. Obviously I'm going to test this out tonight, so I'll give my verdict in the morning as to what I think of it. But I prefer baffles that go top to bottom, which is what this is, and it has the raised sides here. I don't know if you can see it, so when you fall off the side of it you can feel it more. But it's wide enough, fits me. I normally find my arms hang off the side, and I have a quilt as well, so you're more likely to do that. But yeah, it feels comfy. I'm absolutely boiling though. Although it's not that thick, I don't bottom out either. It's really not, it doesn't feel like it's as thin as what they say it is. Yeah, this will do me. This pillow is just so stupidly huge. I love it. It's bigger than my pillows at home. Great pillow hack. If you haven't seen my video, this is the Trekology. Can't remember which model it is. It's the huge one. And I put my down jacket between the bladder and the top. So when you inflate it, one, it makes it even thicker than what it should be. It's a thick pillow anyway. So when you put the down jacket in there and inflate it, suddenly it's even thicker, and you've also got a nice soft down topper to it. Huge! Right, I've got a Kronenberg, and as if by magic, I've got 2! Yay! I'm going to go and have a beer, sit out on the rocks, and enjoy the weather and cool down. I'm absolutely boiling. I must admit, putting this tent up in what was pretty high winds, one was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Having obviously the exoskeleton type poles and clipping them in was a lot better than, I think, trying to thread poles through a tent and push it up, because you can just put a couple of clips up and then guy it out and then carry on doing the rest, and it seemed to be really stable. And that was when the wind was probably kicking up at its worst. But I just love this tent. So I am better organised than I thought I was, and I did actually pack my anemometer in the hip belt, and I've just been out because I thought the wind is really picking up, and it is 30 mile an hour coming through here. The now was a constant sort of high 20s, peaking at just over 30 mile an hour. So yeah, they were accurate with their weather forecast for a change, although it's not raining, and it's 7:30. It was supposed to rain from about 6 o'clock onwards, so it'd be good if it doesn't. I'll be happy with that. But yeah, this thing is not budging, you know. A bit of bowing on the sides here. That's taken a bit of a brunt of the wind. It was coming straight from the back end of the tent, and it's just moved around a little bit, but it's just shrugging it off. I'm very impressed with this tent. Jesus. This is really slamming the poles now. You can feel them moving from the side panel. Where is it? 39.8, so we're hitting 40 mile an hour now. So yeah, the wind has picked up more than I thought it was going to be, but the Vern 1 is just taking an absolute beating at the moment, and it's not budging. It's fine. I'll go and check it outside in a minute, but I'm just going to have my noodles, finish off Kronenberg number 2. Now I've got to try and find somewhere out of the wind where I can actually go and have a pee without getting covered. Such fun. Oh. I've just been out to use the toilet facilities. That wind just cuts straight through you. It is freezing with the wind chill. It's not a cold day, but that wind is absolutely brutal out there. It's basically a constant 35 to 40 now. But the tent's doing well. It's a nice place to be. I feel safe, and that's the main thing. This is what I was talking about before, about getting a tent that you know can handle the high winds. I didn't come out expecting or wanting to do a high wind test. I was coming out tonight to join some other guys. They've blown out because it was going to rain a little bit, but I did check the weather beforehand and it was saying 30, sort of 25, 30, so I thought, well, that'll be alright. Obviously it's a lot more than what they said it was going to be, but again, 25 to 30, you know, shouldn't be an issue for this tent, and it isn't. It's hitting 40 now, and she's still standing fine. This is it, 40 mile an hour wind. Right, so as you can probably hear, the rain has really started coming down now. The wind seems to have picked up a bit more. I'm not sticking my arm out in the pouring rain to try and get a register on it, but it's been constant at that sort of 35 with gusts of 40. So yeah, the tent's doing absolutely fine. I've got no issues with that at all. Anyway, I'm probably going to get some shut-eye now, get an early night. There's not a lot else I can do in this weather, and hopefully the tent survives. But if anything happens in the night, I will come back to you. Otherwise, I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It is 6:30. The sun is up. It is a beautiful morning. I've just been outside to go to the toilet, and the wind is still really, really bad, and it's been non-stop all night. Literally, it's been absolutely brutal. The tent has taken a hammering. Constant rain all night long. It was due to stop this morning and it has stopped just a bit, but yeah, the tent has been battered, rained on all night long and done really well. I did get some condensation inside here. My quilt was a bit damp because I had it completely zipped up, just because so that was my fault, but I've got no problems with that. I kept warm. The sleep mat, really comfortable. I'm actually very impressed with this. This feels more comfortable than the other Flextail, the R09. I must admit, it's a very comfy mat. I think it's more comfortable. It does not feel the thickness that they say it is. It feels thicker. You know, you don't bottom out on it. Even sitting upright on my elbow now, not bottoming out at all. It's a very comfortable mat. I do like it, and it is warm. I don't think, as a 5.4, 5.6 R value mat, I probably wouldn't take it out in the winter because the sides don't have that insulation on it, and I think as you move about you can't always tell where you are on the mat, so you could get a bit of a cold spot. But it's impressive, really, really nice. I do like it. I'm going to get a coffee on now and have some breakfast. Going back to previous conversations about doors and T-zips and stuff like that, having like a fully opening door, a bit like a T-zip, you know, where you can open both sides out, just makes a massive difference in the tent. One, it feels a lot more spacious. Two, you know, I'm laying down here, working in the vestibule to make a cup of coffee, have breakfast. I'd have the door here, so I'd have half the space that I've got. It makes a massive difference. And I think also with this Vern 1, a really big difference is the fact you've got two doors on the outside. So, you know, last night I didn't want to pitch facing that way. Not that I was really sitting looking out at the views, but it's just a rock. So I wanted to pitch this way, but it means that I can open either door, whichever way the wind's coming from, because you're always going to have the head or foot end facing the wind. So it's not going to be coming in to one side ideally, but even if it's at an angle, you know, you can just unzip one door and you're not affected by the wind at all. Obviously you can see it slamming in here, and that side door is nothing. So yeah, it just gives you a lot more versatility. Two outside doors and a large inner door. That wind is not giving up. Right, coffee time. Going to Starbucks today. Can't beat a proper coffee. It's been incredibly boring for breakfast. Some golden oats biscuits, golden syrup. Got a couple of packs of these. They're actually really good. They're quite filling. Nice and sweet. Good little start to the morning. Get two in a pack. They take quite a while to get through. So going back to the rain and the seam sealing that I was talking about last night, I haven't seam sealed this tent. And they say you have the option to, but you know, it absolutely hammered down last night. This morning I checked all the, you know, the inside of or the outside of the inner rather, and that's bone dry. There's been no leakage as far as I can see. The vestibule had a few drops in it. Now I think that's because this door that's taken the brunt of the wind coming in, and the rain is coming that way as well, is where the arch of the little air vent is, and I think the wind has been driven up and it's coming through the zips, but it's like a dozen drops. That was it. I just wiped it with my little cloth and no problem, just landed on the vestibule. There was a couple of little splashes on the door when I opened up the zip this morning. I had the mesh open just to get some air in here. So it obviously come from there, hit the mesh, bounced down, but nothing was inside. I had the door sealed up, but it was a tiny amount, and it was pretty brutal last night with the wind coming that way, so I think that's what's done it. So yeah, I've got no worries about the waterproofing on this tent. I don't think it needs to be seam sealed, but each to their own if you want to go for the hassle of seam sealing it. Belt and braces as they call it. Right, so the Vern 1 has really impressed me. The sort of constant high wind and rain there was last night, it outperformed what I thought it would do. I know it's a good tent, but it was incredibly good last night and I do like it. This is going to be my sort of go-to bad weather tent, I think, for winter. I really love it. Love all the little designs and features that you get with that tent. It is good. Anyway, I'm heading back now, so I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you can hear me in this wind, and if you did, as always, hit the thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you all on the next one.